Hello everyone and welcome back again. We are live here from Bovington, Tankfest, and I'm sitting here with some of our console contributors. So we are going to have a nice discussion. We are going to grill them a bit with a couple of questions. So first of all, guys, please introduce yourself. Let's go from the left.
Hi, I'm JacktheRipper. I do World of Tanks console content. I mostly do more educational things, and all in all, it's all about improving our community.
Awesome. What about you, Jason?
My name's sk8xtrm, or Skate. I do Blitz and console content. I like to think it's educational with stupidity included.
Hi, my name's Ben. I run the BeardedGuys YouTube channel, and also Don Tomo, along with my partner in crime, Lammy, who can't be here today because he's useless.
Awesome. So guys, look for these guys on YouTube and Twitch. They are awesome. If you are playing console, you have to watch their stuff. It's just a mandatory thing, basically. Okay, let's start with a couple of questions. So guys, first of all, when did you start playing the game, and why did you decide that you want to play World of Tanks on console?
Well, I have been a tank nerd for a very, very long time. Way before video games are a thing in my life, I was always a tank nerd. And specifically for me, it was the Jagdtiger. And I've always been obsessed with the Jagdtiger, reading books. Otto Carius is one of my favorite. His story about penetrating a house and then hitting a tank on the other side. Amazing things from history, things like that. And then one day I saw an advertisement for a game called World of Tanks that was coming out in beta on PC. And I went and checked the stats, and it was, my computer couldn't run it. My computer was that bad that it couldn't even run World of Tanks. And so I had a search on YouTube and said, let's try and find someone. And I eventually, after a couple of attempts, found a guy doing a YouTube video on the Jagdtiger. And his name was something like the Mighty Jingles, something like that.
Who is that?
I don't know, someone. And I was hooked, and I carried on watching his videos for the next few years. And then I eventually was speaking to someone, nothing to do with World of Tanks, and they said, oh, I've got these invite codes to a beta of this game. Is anyone interested in them? I said, oh, what's the game? He went, oh, it's World of Tanks. I went, please, I'll have an invite code for that. Thank you very much. And started playing the beta and got really, really into it. I was so glad to be able to finally play the game I'd been craving to play for so long. And I got a capture card, nothing to do with YouTube, just got one anyway. And I put a video up, sent it to some friends. And coming full circle here, one of them sent it to the Mighty Jingles.
Of course.
And he shared it out on his Facebook as showing how the other side live. And it got shared out, and I got requests to do YouTube to carry on doing, and I've carried on since then.
Awesome. That's actually an interesting story. So, sk8xtrm is an interesting case, actually, right? Because you didn't start with console initially. It was Blitz.
No, it was console.
It was console, the
mine's
first one.
a little bit less unexciting, should we say.
Okay, so I'll leave it to you to start the story.
Well, it was console first, but it's time. I got young children, full-time job, and as a result, I didn't have time to play console. So Blitz came out. So that was my thing then. Got hooked playing Blitz. You can play it where you want. You can play it on the throne. You can play it anywhere. Obviously, as time's gone on, I managed to get a bit more free time and started playing console again. So that's why it's a mix of the two now. And then YouTube actually came out of nowhere. It was one of those things where I put a video on just to be stupid, started gaining some subscribers somehow, and then, yeah, took off from there. That's pretty much it for me.
Okay, good enough. So basically, if you guys want to watch some awesome Blitz content and you are not only into consoles, then sk8xtrm's channel is the one for you. What about you, Ben?
So some friends of mine were hassling me to join the beta back in the Xbox 360 beta. I'd never really heard of World of Tanks. I'd never played any wargaming products or anything like that. You know, I was a console gamer really. And my friends were hassling me to get on this beta of this game they were playing, and I kind of missed like 2 or 3 of the beta windows. I kept kind of ignoring it. Finally jumped on and gave it a go. I was like, oh yeah, this game's all right actually. And those guys dropped off, they stopped playing it, I stayed playing it, kept going, and just ended up kind of throwing myself at every console platform you guys keep doing. We've been playing on, you know, we've done videos on 360, we've done videos on Xbox One when that came out, and then we do videos on PS4 as well now, so yeah, you know, we got it all going on.
Okay, we already heard why Jack got into YouTube, right? But what about you guys? What made you a contributor? Why did you want to produce content?
In terms of what made me a contributor, or?
Well, both, I suppose. Like, what made you a contributor and what made you a content creator? Like,
Content creator, I was writing guides on the forum. How to penetrate certain tanks at certain angles. Get bored sometimes, so you just write up on the forum, trying to be helpful to the community. And then one person asked, will you do a video? I've never done a video before, ever. So I thought, I'll give it a go, it's worth a laugh. My first video is basically about 40 plus headshots from the Death Star. Pretty much where to shoot and get ammo racks or high damage rolls. And started getting some subscribers after that. Someone said, add some commentary to it. Started adding commentary, and it literally just went from there. And I think the quality's got better since then.
Yeah, I think so too. What about you, Ben?
Well, we started off, so all the videos pretty much, or the bulk of them, I do with Lamb, and we certainly, when we started the channel, we only did videos together quite sparsely, and we started doing Minecraft ones eventually. And then that moved on and became World of Tanks. But we started doing it because me and Lamb were sitting around, hanging out, playing video games, and watching YouTubers, people like the Yogscast and Hat Films. And we were kind of sitting there, you know, playing games, watching these guys and thinking, well, these guys are basically just, you know, they're sitting around with their friends, playing video games, and, you know, and having a bit of banter and talking some rubbish and having a good time. And I was like, that's kind of what we're doing here, just not on video, you know. That's when I'm sitting around with my friends gaming. And we really enjoyed watching that because, if you know, you kind of build this relationship where you know the people who are in those videos, you really enjoy listening to them have a good time and them having fun with their friends. And I was like, well, let's give this a go. And I wanted to find something that was like a nice little project outside of work where I could kind of feel like I was being maybe a bit more productive in my evenings rather than just, you know, I'm not just playing video games. There's another goal behind it as well. Yeah, and it all just kind of built out of that, really. We started doing a few World of Tanks. I bought a cap card. I was like, oh, I'll chuck a World of Tanks video up, see how that does. Ended up doing miles better than anything we'd ever done before. Did this tips video very early on that went very well, which was sort of picking out these 10 common mistakes that people miss from. There were things I've been sort of kind of lurking on the forum and reading forum posts for most, I guess, probably a year, I guess, the game about at this stage. And just seeing, like, there'd be people who played the game for 8 months and they'd be like, they only just found out that you could, you know, buy premium ammo using silver. They never knew that you could press the button and change currency. And, like, people that didn't even know you could, like, click to zoom in into sniper mode. And people would be playing the game for months without realizing. So, yeah, we just kind of, you know, capitalized on that and put out this video. That went really big. And then, you know, then that helped get people into the channel. We started doing all sorts of different content, and yeah.
I actually remember those videos. I watched them too when I started playing console. Because, you know, I was a PC gamer at first. I didn't actually know about anything about console. So you guys actually helped me.
Nice.
When I had to try.
That's cool.
And I learned to love it since then. I have a difficult question for you guys. Maybe I'm not sure if you can answer because sometimes it's hard. But do you know what the secret sauce is behind, you know, being successful on YouTube? So what do you think that made your channel good? What made it become a channel that a lot of people like and follow?
Luck. And I think that is, to be fair, I think any YouTuber out there is going to say, as much as obviously you've got to put hard work in, luck is going to be the defining factor because there's a lot of very, very good channels out there. There's a lot of people putting a lot of time and effort into good content, but not, you know, I say I'm hellishly lucky. Like, I've had Jingle share 2 of my videos. I have had shout-outs from Pointy Head Jedi. I've had a mention from Fosh. To be fair, I try to network to these people. I try to get some of my content to them to see what they think and to let them give them an opinion. But they chose to share it. And then at that point, you've just got to try and do whatever you can do. If you try and be someone else, if you try and do something else that's quite clearly fake, eventually it's just never going to work. So as long as you're out there putting out good content, luck is going to be the main deciding factor as to whether or not.
Okay, fair enough.
You go anywhere.
Guys, another point of view?
I do actually agree with some of that logic. I'd also say it sounds cheesy. It does sound cheesy, but be yourself, just have fun. If you're making videos on things which you're not comfortable with, you won't sound comfortable or be comfortable in the video. if you're making videos and you're having fun doing it, it comes across in the video. You're having a laugh, you're laughing, you're doing stupid things. Even if you die, I put videos on where running out in a leopard, I've died in about 30 seconds into the battle. It was a Death Star and a grill. I just got wiped out. But I laughed my head off doing it, and subscribers laughed as well. So it is just, there's no secret sauce. It's just have fun.
Even if it sounds cheesy, it's basically about being yourself and having fun, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so Ben?
Have a good beard. I think that helps.
Oh, yeah.
That goes a long way. Yeah, you know, I'd agree with these guys. Certainly in terms of, you know, don't force yourself to make stuff that you don't really enjoy making. I know it can be difficult, but you have to find, you know, the right balance between producing content that you know people will enjoy, but also doing stuff that you enjoy making. Because if you don't, and you know, I've gone through phases where I'll be putting out videos and then I'll start thinking, you know, I've got to the stage where I'm just putting this out because I feel I have to or I need to, and you just don't enjoy it. The quality of the video suffers, and you know, people notice that. So yeah, I think stay honest, stay cool to your fans. And that'll go a long way. Obviously, you know, there's luck involved, but I think, you know, I think it's also important to always kind of keep looking at your content and the quality of it, and so you can always try and improve on it. Like, you know, when you're editing your videos, or maybe watch them back if you can. Have a think about, you know, how can I make this content better? You know, even in terms of like the fine details. You know, like are the audio levels good, or is the audio really horrible to listen to? Is that going to put people off, or you know, is the quality of the video capture all right, or is the video too long? Am I waffling on, kind of like I am now? Or, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, there's a lot of little bits to it. Obviously, you know, and there's also, you know, there's a little bit of a luck element. Also, like just chatting to people and being nice and getting on with people. That goes a long way, I think. You know, networking.
About that, actually. So we are here at Tankfest, right? You guys, I'm not sure, all of you have been to Tankfest before, right? If I remember correctly. No, Jack, no. You are. This is the first time?
No, this is, I've only been in the contributor program for, the past 7 or 8 months, so I have not been to many events until the past 4 months. I think Insomnia 60 with you lot was the first thing I'd ever done with Wargaming.
So this is actually really good, because this is your first impression. So what do you guys think about Tankfest in general? How do you feel? And what do you get out of it as contributors, as content creators?
It's a really interesting way to meet people. Like, there's been a lot of people from all communities here, and everyone can realize that we've all got an interest in tanks, whether it be World of Tanks, console, Blitz, Xbox, PS4. We all love tanks. I mean, there's not I don't think there's a single person playing any form of World of Tanks who gets off the game and then sees the amazing machines behind all these people here and goes, oh, they're horrible. I don't care about those. I just want the virtual one. I don't think there's a single person who plays World of Tanks who would turn down, you know, oh, come get hands-on with a Tiger. And you get a real, like, sense of the amazing machines that the game portrays when you're at events like this. And I think it really kind of helps give people some extra inside interest in the game.
That's absolutely true. Do you also have, before I go into you, sk8xtrm, did you have any interesting experience talking to your fans? Did you meet someone?
It was interesting running into the number of people who know who you are. That's still something very, very new to me. Before Tankfest, I'd been recognized twice. And you're aware of one of the really funny one where I got recognized from someone who knows my mum at church, which that's a hell of a way of being recognized.
I remember that.
That's like, I still recognize that's got to be one of the weirdest recognizings ever.
It's right up there, I think, yeah.
Yeah, but beyond that, it's weird to actually have people know who you are, and like, it's worth reminding these people, and it's a great thing of, we couldn't do a damn thing without them. Like, all of this is because of the people who play the game, and all we're doing is trying to provide things that you guys like, and like, if we can't do that, then you're going to let us know.
So what about you, Skate? What do you get out of Tankfest, and did you have any interesting encounters?
Well, I've been to Tankfest twice, and I've been to Bovington probably about 10 times. I still feel like a kid at Christmas when you see all the tanks.
We all do, I think.
I can't help it. As soon as you see all the tanks, it's like, when you hear, though, in comparison to playing the game, you see a whole new perspective on the scale, the size, the smell of the fuel, the vibration as the tracks go past you. It just provides a whole new perspective, like a tortoise. It doesn't look as big as it actually is. When you see it in the metal, you've got meter-wide tracks, and it's amazing. Yeah, M103 as well, which is right by there. It's just the scale of it. It's huge, and I've seen it so many times now. And I still love just coming to see him. I'll probably come again in a few months. It's just one of those things.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
What about you, Ben?
I think for me, certainly, meeting the fans, meeting people here is the number one reason why we come, and that's always, last year was the first time we came to Tankfest. It was the first time I'd ever been in that kind of situation, really, where, I was at an event where people would come up and be like, oh, hi, I know who you are, and it was awkward for everyone involved, because, I'd never done that. I'm just I'm a software developer who runs a YouTube channel and turned up at Tankfest, so that was really nice. It was nice to, we've got a very tight-knit community. We have a huge Discord server where everyone hangs out, and there's people that have been around, on fans of the channel for the whole time we've been going, 2.5 years or whatever it is. And it's really nice to be able to put faces to the names, because it's kind of this strange relationship where you talk to people a lot and you see their names all the time, but you see the gamer tags and you never see the face, you never talk to them in the flesh, as it were. So yeah, they're waving over there. But so it's lovely to it's lovely to meet these people. It's lovely to have a chat, sit down, have a beer with them, if they're old enough. I should give a shout out to B, who gave me a huge tank shell yesterday. One of the guys turned up in the morning with this massive shell as a gift that he brought along for me. I'm assured that he didn't just steal it from the museum. But so thanks, B, for that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, meeting people, and meeting the other contributors and the wargaming staff, that's always really interesting. It's great to get to talk to you guys and hear about things from your perspective, and it's great to talk to some of the maybe PC contributors and these guys, and hear about their story and what they do and what their community's like, and yeah, it's been really, really interesting.
It's always great for us as well to meet you guys in person, because obviously we are always in contact, but having someone there, like actually meeting you guys in person, that's always a much better experience for both of us.
Yeah,
we can
absolutely.
Build a relationship much easier there. Okay, I have a couple of specific questions for you guys. Like, for you, why the beard?
I think the real question is, why don't you have a beard?
Okay, all right. Maybe.
Yeah, I think beards are great. If you can grow a good beard, then I think it's your responsibility to have a beard. And
is it actually necessary to play console or play it well?
I don't want to say it's necessary, but I think there's a definite improvement, I think, for bearded players on console. So
So maybe that's my problem. It's easy to fix, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. Another question to you. I know that you are not doing this alone. So your channel is a bit unique, since you are doing it together with Lamb, right? So how does that actually work? How did this came to be, that you guys are doing it together?
Well, like I said earlier, that was kind of the foundation of the channel, was sitting around with a close mate, playing games and having a bit of fun. But it gives you a really interesting dynamic, because you can, I do quite a few videos that are ones on my own, and they tend to be a bit more, tactical, and people kind of watch that to hear about maybe my thought process while I'm playing the game and that kind of thing. But the stuff I do with Lamb is much more, it's real raw entertainment. We get a nice dynamic of, I'm like a massive try-hard who gets really frustrated when things go wrong. Lamb just could not care less, and it's great, it's a good, you kind of meet in the middle, because that, all gamers are different, and that covers a lot of the bases, not everyone takes things super seriously. Some people do, some people don't. So I think that gives a nice balance of, they can see some good gameplay sometimes they see some bad gameplay, but, we always have a good time when we're doing it. We never get, if I do get super salty, then Lamb just laughs at me anyway, and everyone else enjoys it, so it's kind of fine. And yeah, it's good, it's nice. I think people enjoy that, enjoy the game, be able to be good at the game, but without having to, take yourself too seriously, not be, be open to have the mick taken out of you and that kind of thing. I think it's a good way to be. That's the right way to game,
Oh, that's awesome. It's actually interesting because it's rare that someone is doing, I think at least in my experience, that someone does it together, jointly. And you guys seem to be working together really well.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure we're the only console channel. I don't know if there's any PC channels that do it, but I'm pretty sure we're the only console channel that does series where we have, both our perspectives shown. We capture both our screens. We've been doing that for quite a while. We have a series called Battle Beards where we just platoon and hang out for 20, 30 minutes. And yeah, I think people enjoy that because it's quite rare to get to watch World of Tanks games on YouTube where you get to see two different players' perspective from a platoon. So I think people like that as well. It puts in a bit of extra, that creates extra work in the editing and stuff. But it's absolutely worth it, and people really dig that.
Okay, awesome. I suppose that it's pretty obvious why you picked your nickname, right? So it's the BeardedGuys. However, I would like to know why Skate picked his nickname.
Right. When I was a teen, yeah, it's a good start. When I was a teenager, I was an amateur skateboarder. I tore ligaments in my left leg, so I don't do it anymore. But it was a username I picked when I was 16. That's what?
It just stuck.
Yeah, it's like 15 years ago now.
And it was too good to give up.
Oh, okay.
Not even that. It's just I never expected to do YouTube, so whenever I go into a new game or you add a username, I just write the same thing. It's always been the same. So then, of course, when I was doing YouTube, I just thought, I'll just put in that for now, and off we go. But then I started gaining subs, and people say, why skate? Now, nobody ever says sk8xtrm, ever. It's just skate.
So it's just me sometimes.
Yeah, it's just... But of course, try finding skate on Google or YouTube. It's just, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I can't get rid of it now. But I never expected the channel to take off. Otherwise, I would have picked a better username.
I think it's good enough. Yeah. Which one do you prefer, Blitz or console?
On the spot. I'm going to have to say Blitz.
Ooh,
I know
shots
we're on
fired.
a console. I played 30,000 battles on Blitz. And I've played... That's a lot of games. But you can squeeze one in before work. I'm not going to... You can squeeze one in, yeah. You can play it anywhere. Console, I like playing console because in the evening, put the kids to bed, you just sit down on your sofa, turn on the recording device, turn on the TV, and off you go. So it's more chilled out console, I find.
Okay,
So,
fair enough. Console is still pretty good, right?
say that again.
Console is still pretty good, right?
Our console's epic. Chieftain. Do I say more?
Haha, you just couldn't let that go.
I've been waiting to get that in.
Okay, same question to you, Jack. Why JacktheRipper?
Very, very similar origins, basically. Back in the day, when I was a little kid, 13-year-olds, I used to play a lot of Call of Duty. I was one of those annoying little obnoxious people who shouted down the mic because you're not good enough. And I happened to quite enjoy stabbing people on it, and I wanted a name where people would call me Jack. And I was quite into my history, so I went with JacktheRipper. I went for about 6 different iterations of JacktheRipper to try and find one that wasn't taken, hence the TH4. And everyone ended up calling me Ripper anyway, and so I just said, well, I'm just going to keep it. And here we are, 11 years later, and I've still got the same name.
Okay. So I have a question for all of you, I suppose, and let's start with you this time. What is new? What can we expect from you on your channel? It's really a novelty.
I've been moving on to a load more live commentaries. So for the entire history of my channel, it's always been post-commentary. Just, always tactical analysis afterwards. But I've been doing more live commentaries, playing with people, playing with friends. I recently started a series called Ripper Rambles, where I just talk about stuff within the community, within the game. The one that will be upcoming whenever I get my internet back is talking about the meta of the game, talking about the difference between console and PC. I've been introducing new games and going to be trying a few new things. I'm going to be introducing a series where I will be platooning on a regular basis with the viewers, adding that, and that will be going on as live comms. So there's a few new things.
I also heard that you are dabbling into warships a bit, right?
Yes, I've already added a couple of videos with warships content on, but I'm still a bit of a noob at the moment, and I don't want to be giving people terrible advice. So for now, they can see me play not too badly every so often, and then I'll be introducing some content where I hopefully don't suck terribly, terribly badly.
I'm pretty sure that you're going to get the hang of it. Skate, I think that you are doing something really interesting in the very close future, right?
Yes, 28th of July, we're going to do a big live stream for charity. Now, on my channel, I haven't done a lot of live streams. Yesterday was the first live stream I've done in about a year. So that was fun, but there was lots of requests to do it more. So I need to do more live streams. But
Should
we are
definitely
planning,
do some more live streams.
Yeah. But obviously, because I haven't done it in so long, I kind of signed myself to that charity 12-hour-long live stream.
Wow.
Yeah. Thankfully, though, I have friends who can help. These guys are going to pop on Salo, and I believe you guys are helping out as well.
We will try our best to be on there as well.
Well, we're on stream now, and I've already said it, so. No, lots more live streams coming up on the channel. I've got to do that. And obviously, like I said, we've got a big charity event, so the more we raise for charity, the better.
Awesome. Sounds great. What about you, Ben? What can we expect from you?
So at the moment there's a series we do called Clip of the Week that's doing really well at the moment. We just kind of picked that up again recently. If you were watching earlier, that was playing behind us, I think, when we first started doing the interview. If you saw the flying RT triple kill that was going on earlier, that was from Clip of the Week. So if you enjoy watching that kind of thing, go and check that out. It's not really every week. It's like every other week. We get people just sending their game clips to us, which is really, really fun, because I just get an inbox full of ridiculous clips that people send me, and then I, spend a Sunday evening sitting there just watching ridiculous World of Tanks stuff. And you get really desensitized to it. You get sent a clip and you'd be like, oh, they only got 2 ammo racks with 1 clip. That's not that impressive, and because you're getting sent such outrageous stuff. But yeah, so Clip of the Week's going on. That's really, really worth watching. I really enjoy making that. We also got a series called Battle Beards, I mentioned earlier. That's probably not super family friendly, but if you want to listen to me and Lamb have a bit of banter and just muck about playing tanks, then that's a good one to check out. And we sometimes have a bit of Road to Tier 10 going on. That's just me on my own grinding out a couple of lines on PS4 at the moment. And then we've got, we started doing a podcast recently as well, actually, which is called Beard Maketh the Man, which you might have seen a bunch of T-shirts knocking about that people are wearing. That's the podcast we started doing recently. That's been really fun. That's just me and Lamb sitting there, just chatting about World of Tanks, about games, about what we've been up to, maybe events we've been to and stuff like that. That's been really fun. Lamb was saying the other day, it's probably the first time we've recorded a series together where we actually listen to what the other one says, because we're not sitting there playing games and being distracted. So finally, after 2.5 years, me and Lamb are listening to each other, and it's a beautiful thing.
Okay, guys, one last question. I just can't let this go. So each of you, can you tell me, would you be able to defeat someone with mouse and keyboards, with a controller?
With the controller against a mouse and keyboard, I don't know. With a mouse and keyboard against a mouse and keyboard plugged into an Xbox, then definitely.
Okay. What about you, Skate? You can also mention Blitz if you want.
No, I see, I work all day, as you probably do, on a keyboard and mouse. Coming home, I don't want to go on a keyboard and mouse. So the answer is probably going to be no.
Fair enough. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, if Quickie Baby wants to 1v1 me, then I'd be totally up for that. So.
Oh, that's a challenge. Okay, guys, thank you very much for being here. I think this was very great. I always enjoy talking to you guys. And if anyone really is looking for console gameplay on YouTube, on Twitch, then these are the guys to look forward to. Okay, thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.